to introduce the first senator, and Kamala, I'm going to say this, the first senator of Indian American heritage in the history of U.S. Senate.
So it's been a really long week, and I'm really glad to be here. But I want to thank you, and my Chitti is here, my mother's youngest sister, Chinni Mahalakshmi Subhash is here, and I want to thank her. She flew in from Toronto to be with us this evening. Please, Chitti, will you wave?
But not all in
Kamala Harris. The Indian community will most definitely not be voting for you. Specifically because you think everybody deserves the same income no matter what profession? Bitch, that is communism! What kind of anti-American bullshit are you trying to sell us? All Indians know that you must study and work very hard to afford Tesla. How dare you try to take away all our hard work and studying to become doctor or engineer? The Indian community has worked far too long and hard to not become regional Slurpee manager at 7-Eleven. Kamala, as the CEO of Indians, I revoke your presidential campaign. You will never be able to run for office in a democratic nation ever again. Especially Prime Minister of India. But shit, you can run against Putin, since you're communist. Don't act like us. Don't act like us. Don't act like us.
Last night my opponent had one of these, and they bust in people, but they got Beyonce, and Beyonce, Beyonce. They got Beyonce. So Beyonce went up, spoke for a couple of minutes, and then left, and the place went crazy. They booed the hell out of everybody. They thought she was going to perform. Now, I would have no interest in that, but they said, and what happened is my opponent got up and started speaking. They booed the hell out of her. It's crazy. So they have to use people to get people to come, and then they send buses. We don't send buses. Everybody comes. We're just going to make America great again. It's very simple. I thought I'd tell you that little story because you'll never hear it from the fake news. They don't talk about it. They wouldn't tell you stories like that.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy holds great urgency. As a nation, we face real challenges. We carry That's why we fight for a democracy. That's why we fight for a democracy. Every voice is important. Every voice is important. Every voice is important. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
There's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch.
I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch
bitchy bitch. I'm a silly little bitch. Such a bitchy bitch. I'm a bitch.
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like in college,
And I inhaled. I did inhale.
Okay.
It was a long time ago.
She got her first taste of the limelight when she dated talk show host Montel Williams.
Hi. Thank you for this. Thank you for everything you've been
No, you'll get 8.
Not even the right
And
melody.
as always, Wakanda forever. Played for by Kamala Harris.
Oh my goodness.
Never saw that one.
Definitely Snoop. Tupac. For sure. For sure.
We see you on the bus, 400 years and change. Your family broken up, broken us. You not from the dust.
As they say, they're not like us.
No, they not.
Is there ever a situation where a female leads?
Never.
So the other week, she said she couldn't think of anything she'd do differently than Biden. And now she says her administration wouldn't be a continuation. Okay, if Kamala had ideas about bringing prices down, why didn't she share them with Biden? Why'd she tell us Bidenomics was working? None of this makes any sense. Where'd happy Kamala go?
President, do you think
She doesn't look like she's enjoying running for president. She definitely wasn't ready to run for president. Yesterday, she said, guys, you're scared, and so am I.
If I can just speak to what people are feeling. We cannot despair. We cannot despair. And I say do not despair because in a democracy, as long as we can keep it in our democracy, the people, every individual has the power to make a decision about what this will be. And so let's not feel powerless. Let's not let and I get it, overwhelming nature of this all make us feel powerless, because then we have been defeated.
Is that the saddest looking town hall you've ever seen? Democrats are starting to ask, what if Joe Biden was the better candidate all along? They want a coup do-over.
Kamala Harris is not a godsend, all right? You people didn't even like her 6 months ago. Now all of a sudden, she's black female Jesus. The way Obama was black Jesus. And let me tell you something. He had a lot more going for him than Kamala Harris does. And not just as firsts go, but his type of campaigning, his type of persuasion, his charisma.
So while Harris takes the day off from campaigning, the real Messiah is filling her shoes or heels. Barry went to Wisconsin and Michigan today, but he sounded bitter.
Real strength's about working hard. Real strength's about taking responsibility for your actions. Real strength's about telling the truth even when it's inconvenient. Real strength is about helping people who need it and standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. That's what we should want for our daughters and our sons. That's what I want in the President of the United States.
Yeah, he has a guilty conscience after shivving Scranton Joe for a woman who can't even tell you what a woman is. They're even dragging Michelle, kicking and screaming, out of her Hawaiian mansion to say this is the second time she's proud of the country. Where's Michelle been since the convention? If democracy was really on the line, shouldn't Michelle be living in the battlegrounds instead of Honolulu? Every musician is now being ordered to campaign for Kamala. After Usher, Lizzo, Stevie Wonder, the Harris campaign's bringing out Bruce Springsteen for a concert series. Oh, and Barack's bringing out Eminem in Detroit. Eminem endorsing Kamala. Does somebody have something on him?
Want to act like Trump is the worst motherfucker in the world, but guess what? He was already president, and all this shit you talking about didn't happen. He didn't make himself a dictator, and this whole shit about he's going to make himself a dictator is really taken so out of context that it's ridiculous. He said he'd make himself a dictator on the first day. to implement some shit. And then, but that was, trust me, said tongue in cheek. It was not said seriously. Y'all already living in Project 2024. Okay, you worried about Project 2025 when they already ran Project 2020 on you with the scandemic and all that fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck are y'all really even talking about? Y'all trying to act like scare me into thinking that he's so bad that I should just vote for this broad just because. But guess what? I feel that she's so bad. She's the one that scares me. So I feel that she's so bad that guess what? I might just go around and vote for Trump. And this is my first time saying this out loud. But y'all motherfuckers think you're going to shame somebody or bully into voting for this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And now you're going to make me be Mr. Anti. You keep coming at me with this bullshit. You keep coming at me talking about, oh, it's a shame that you're not supporting a black woman. She's not black. She's Indian. She ain't black. Get out of here. They're gonna, listen, I don't give a fuck. Trust me, the sentiment on the street in the real world is a lot of people are not with this woman. They see right through her. And they're trying to blame it on black men, but no, I see a lot of black women that are not with her neither. This is her again being...
My name is Jasmine Woodson.
Hi, my name is Silla.
I'm Karen Watson.
I'm Yolanda Johnson from Georgia.
This is BB Diamond from New York City.
I'm Dana Galen, and I'm from Tampa, Florida.
I live in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Out here in Maricopa County.
Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
I am a proud African immigrant living in Florida.
I'm from the great state of New Jersey.
I'm Angelina from Philly, and this November, I am not voting for Kamala Harris.
I am not voting for Kamala Harris.
I'm not voting for Kamala Harris.
I am not with Kamala Harris.
I am not with her.
I'm not with her.
I am not with Kamala Harris.
I'm not with Kamala.
I am not for Kamala. I am for Donald Trump.
I am not with Kamala.
I am not with her because she is not with me.
I support President Trump and the economic policies our country experienced under his leadership as our 45th president.
President Trump will support our law enforcement agencies and fund them appropriately.
Donald Trump made me proud to be an American.
I'm with Donald J. Trump.
We need a leader who can make America great again.
Trump puts Americans first, and he always will.
We need Donald Trump.
I and millions of other Black Americans will cast my vote for Donald J. Trump.
I will proudly cast my vote for Donald J. Trump as our next president.
Let's make America great again.
Disingenuous. First of all, black people don't wash no damn greens in no tub. How unsanitary are you to be washing collard?
A friend who had a Christmas party, Christmas Eve every year, and she asked me to make the greens for a party every year. And I am not lying to you that I would make so many greens that I'd need to wash them in the bathtub. I'm telling you the truth.
So how do you make your greens? Do you put turkey in them? Do you
bacon.
Nice. My grandma
I
used
do
to
bacon.
Put bacon. She's put
Garlic.
vinegar.
I put white vinegar.
Yes.
I do. So I start with, I slice up my garlic. But no, first I chop up the bacon and get all that fat going. Then I put garlic, some chili peppers, and then a lot of water and a little chicken stock. And I let it go for a while before I put the greens in. And then, right, so you get that going and all that flavor. And then I put the greens in for a couple hours. Then I do vinegar. And then I cheat and do a little Tabasco.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but Tabasco of all, like I like Louisiana hot sauce, but Tabasco has that right amount of vinegar. Yeah. And that's how I do my greens.
I see why you get invited every year. Vern Spicer. And today I watched a video on Twitter or X, whichever one you like. And Kamala was talking about cooking greens with bacon. Now, anybody that cooks greens know that most people that do collard greens are going to use smoked turkey or smoked ham, any type of smoked meat, right? So if you lying about little shit like that, how in the hell you think we supposed to believe the other shit that come out your mouth? Because you just a lying ass, just straight to the point. Just a lying. First of all, what you should be doing is your job as the border czar. Go close that mother border and stop letting all them damn illegals come over here. We have Venezuelan gangs that are reaping havoc in Colorado. They have taken over several apartments. They have AKA assault weapons, all kind of high powered rifles and guns. They also tried to hijack the school bus. Okay, people, get ready, because it started there, but this shit is spreading across the United States. Do you think it's just going to come to certain neighborhoods? Because no, it's not. This shit going to come to your motherfucking doorstep too.
In a tub and thinking that that makes you more relatable. See, that's how out of touch she is, how stupid she is. She thought she was giving a relatable story to make her seem black. Oh, yeah. Oh, they want me to cook their collard green. They bring me all their collard greens in the neighborhood. I had so many greens, I had to wash them in the tub. You know? Just like she was in the, and there's a, you better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. You know, she talking all black, but then when she get in front of the Spanish people, they said, I love you, Kamala. She said, I love you too. I love you too. Then when she gets in front of the white people, you know, you better thank a union member for everything that you have, because, you know, union members are very, you know, they're part of the economy. Like, who are you? Who are you? Trump is always Trump. I don't give a if you like him or not. He's always him. If he says he's going to say some arrogant shit, yup. He's going to say some arrogant shit. Sometimes he says some shit off the cuff. Yup. He does do that. But this motherfucker is a smart businessman. And I hate the people that say, oh, he's been bankrupt this many times. That's what smart businessmen do. First of all companies are not made to last. Some companies are made to be disposable. But y'all don't know that because you're not business people like that. You don't know, first of all, and people that are successful, you know how many failures they've had in order to be successful? Like, all your failures prep you for your success. Like, how are you going to say this man's a failure and he became the president of the United States?
They've realized the country's not interested. Just ask Mel Gibson.
A lot of people I know what it'll be like if we let her in.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And that ain't good.
Yeah. Well,
miserable track record. Appalling track record. No policies to speak of.
Yeah. And the border, right?
And she's got the IQ of a fence post.
So it's not good. And Bill Clinton, not helping.
There is a sliver.
Big news to share for the Harris campaign and the Beehive. None other than Beyonce will appear with Vice President Harris tomorrow in Texas, we're learning, and NBC's Aaron Gilchrist is covering the Harris campaign today from Georgia, where she's set to appear with Bruce Springsteen. Aaron, the boss today, Queen Bee tomorrow. What more do we know?
You know, this is news that a lot of people have been waiting to hear, whether or how Beyonce might show her support for Vice President Harris. And we have learned from three sources our team has that Beyonce will appear with Vice President Harris tomorrow in Houston, Texas. And the source says that Beyonce will perform during that appearance in Texas, obviously where she's from.
happy to be standing here on this stage as proud country Texas women supporting and celebrating the one and only Vice President Kamala Harris. A woman who's been pushing for what this country really needs right now: unity. It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room, the positivity, the community, the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. Are y'all ready to add your voice to the new American song? Because I am. So let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a big, loud Texas welcome to the next President of the United States, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Kamala's got a problem with men, and it just got a whole lot worse. A stunning new poll from the University of Georgia shows that less than 30% of Georgia men support Harris for president. That same poll revealing that just 1 in 5 black Georgia voters are undecided. Many probably won't vote. So Spike Lee's telling the brothers to get it together.
Some of my brothers have been drinking that Kool-Aid. And I just hope that they get their minds straight, get their minds right in time for this election. And I got to give credit to President Obama because he's been going really hard on the brothers. Don't go for the okie doke, the flim flam. Can't do that. We got to support our sister to become the first woman president of the United States of America and the first sister.
But black men are tired of being talked down to, and they're tired of being played.
I feel like her message is disingenuous. She's trying to pander to black people. Just tell us she has a lot of issues underneath her administration. Just be honest about it.
I think they assume that we're all stupid because they don't even really come out and campaign really in Detroit because they feel like they have our vote already.
I think Trump will get 35 to 40% of the black vote.
Trump's a businessman. A lot of black men want to be entrepreneurs. They can relate to Trump in the way they want to make money. They want to have a business.
He did a lot for us the first time. So I'm expecting him to do the same thing this time.
Not only is Kamala taking black men for granted, her policies are punishing them.
At this point now, I'm desperate. So I'm willing to try anything right now to make sure that I can fulfill my responsibility and to take care of my wife and kids. That's all I care about.
Knowles is a union auto worker, one of 1,100 just laid off by Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler Jeep. He blames corporate greed the most, but doesn't stop there.
The second blame, I will put it on Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Why? Because of the EV mandates. I thought the Democratic Party was for the working class, people, the average Joe like me.
Kamala is also running behind with Hispanics, so she's bribing them with cash, just like she did with blacks. $20,000 forgivable loans, $25,000 checks for first-time homebuyers, and a $6,000 child tax credit. She's literally cutting checks to minorities to save her hide. Trump isn't promising welfare checks, just the American dream.
And you didn't pander to us. You gave us opportunity, and that's what we want. You know, we want the American dream. My mother was born in Mexico. My dad was born in Brooklyn with very humble means, and they worked very hard and achieved the American dream. And I got a front row seat of how much you cared about the Latino community, and you delivered results.
Even though Joe and Kamala are bribing college grads with loan bailouts, young voters are voting early for 45. Watch.
Who are you voting for?
Trump.
Trump, baby. Trump.
Trump.
Yeah. Trump.
I'm voting for Trump.
I'm voting for Trump.
Donald Trump.
Trump. Trump. Trump. Trump. Trump.
Trump. Trump.
Trump. Trump.
I'm voting for Trump, baby.
Go Trump. Let's go.
Donald Trump. I love Trump.
Trump. Trump. Trump. Trump.
Trump.
Trump. Donald Trump. Trump, of course. Trump. Trump. I'm definitely voting for Trump this year.
The New York Times is wetting the bed. Almost exactly equal shares of young men and women say they'll definitely vote in this election or have already done so. But since the spring of 2020, the share of young men identifying as registered Democrats has dropped by 7 percentage points, while those identifying as Republicans has increased by 7 points. It's a net shift of 14 points in just 4 years. Trump's going on Rogan Friday. And just like McDonald's, Kamala had the opportunity to go too, but she McChickened out. Democrats know they have a long way to go to catch up to Trump, and right now, they're sucking wind.
I think we have to be doing more to reach out to Gen Z men, both for this election and over the long term, because this is what Trump is doing every day. He may be canceling his events, he may be canceling CNBC and NBC and all the other things. What he is doing is every day sitting down and doing a podcast with some podcaster whose audience is largely young men. And that's where he has made gains in this election. We have to push back on that.
Trump can thank Barron for that. His appearances on podcasts has him reaching out to audiences no other politicians tapped into yet. Have you ever heard of the Nelk Boys? They have got about 20 million followers, and they just took a ride on Trump Force One.
Speaking of Kamala, I know you don't like her, but that's Kamala's greatest achievements. That's very good. I love it. They're always working. I'll show it to them. That's good. I'm with your favorite people, the Nelk Boys. They're having a good time at my expense. They're having a good time on my plane. We just landed. It's a little rougher landing. It's a little rougher landing than Dana would ask. So I'm here with your friends, the Nelk Boys, and they are the modern-day Johnny Carson.
Americans, African Americans, that never did better economically than the first 3 years of Donald Trump's presidency, better than they've done in 60 years. We put those numbers up repeatedly, are now supporting Donald Trump. Now, of course, that also means Democrats, they have now resorted to scolding people and lecturing them from their ivory towers. Listen to Barack Obama, who was recently forced out of hiding from his Martha's Vineyard multi-million-dollar mansion, and a millionaire by the name of Spike Lee. Take a listen.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. And I'm speaking to men directly now. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
Well,
it's his same old con. His same old con. Doubling down on ugly, misogynistic, racist lies as a substitute for real ideas and solutions. It's his same
underway, and we have some pretty good clues on how it's going. Stick around. So the polls are swinging away from Kamala Harris, and Trump's taking the lead. That's according to The Economist. Primetime doesn't really make predictions or trust polls, but Democrats are nibbling their nails. Listen.
I'm starting to worry about the polls because I see a lot of the media saying that he's leading and everybody's getting nervous.
Why is basically every public pollster saying the election is way too close to call?
What is it? What is it that's going on here that has allowed this election to be so close?
This race will be far too close. Because unfortunately, we do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear, but in small pockets among black and brown men, too.
So we enjoy watching Democrats squirm, but it's always unpredictable. You can't read a lot into polling, even if Joy's nervous. So primetime isn't just looking at polling tonight. Republican registrations are up, and mail-in ballot requests are down. That's good news. We're also seeing Republicans doing something we didn't see last election. Vote early. People are lining up to vote in key battlegrounds like Georgia and Nevada. More Republicans are showing up this time than the last election, by a lot. In Nevada, Republicans erased Democrats' mail-in ballot lead with early voting. Kamala sees the trends, too, and is now begging her people to act more like the oldest living president. No, not Joe Biden, Jimmy Carter.
Georgia's own President Jimmy Carter voted early. Bless him. Just days after his 100th birthday. So look, if Jimmy Carter can vote early, you can too.
Does Carter even know who he voted for? He probably thinks he voted for Biden. Kamala isn't in a good place right now. 2 weeks out, they're wargaming worst-case scenarios. North Carolina's slipping away from Democrats, and they're panicking about the blue wall. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, they think it might collapse. And her path to 270 is getting lost in the rubble. Now it's every man for himself. Democrats are up for re-election in blue wall states. They're ditching Harris just to save their own skin. One senator in Pennsylvania is bragging about how he bucked the Biden-Harris administration and is embracing Trump's tariffs. They won't even mention her name in ads. But a lot can change in 2 weeks. Neither campaign's going down without a fight. Still in your hands. It's up to you to go vote. And when you do, bring a friend.
Let's talk about what matters to voters. Do you really think voters care about the internecine primary process?
If you're a Democrat, you sure as hell care today.
Kamala Harris is going to lose because Biden waited too long to step down. Are you serious? He didn't step down. He backed out with a gun to his head. The Democrats knew Biden was shot for years. They could have primaried him. You know, the way things have been done since our founding. They could have had an open primary after Joe got whacked. The truth is Biden and Kamala were both probably going to lose. They're both responsible for the last 4 years. Nobody can point to the last 4 years and say they deserve to be reelected. Doesn't matter who you are. It's not about Biden and Harris. It's about what they did. And now the Democrats are all in denial and demand every celebrity in America pop up on stage and sprinkle Kamala with as much Hollywood magic as possible and just close their eyes and hope their dreams come true. Tonight, we're hearing Kamala is going to be on stage with Beyonce. But the media has seen this before.
With 11 days to go, I got to tell you, to this reporter, it feels a little familiar because I remember these scenes from 2016 when Hillary Clinton rallied in Philadelphia with Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen. That event was basically a victory rally that was held before all the votes were cast. And we all know how it turned out.
You can't fuel a campaign with pop stars. Campaigns are about connecting with people who have real problems. These real moments between the politician and the people, that's what makes or breaks a campaign. You can see one connects and the other doesn't.
All right. Bring it to the White House.
It's about priorities, and the people see that. Before Trump taped the Joe Rogan podcast, he was visiting angel moms whose offspring were murdered by Biden migrants.
Today, Kamala is here in Texas to rub shoulders with woke celebrities. Isn't that exciting? But she's not going to meet with any of the victims of migrant crime while she's here. We have many of them right here, the families. We have many of them. And they're incredible people, what they've gone through, the hell that they've gone through, and will continue to go through, unfortunately. She'll not speak to the grieving mothers from whom she has stolen the brightest light in their lives.
Celebrity endorsements are fine. Beyonce has every right to be in Texas with the borders are. But that's all Harris has. She doesn't have the people. She's not tackling our problems. You got to get your hands dirty if you want to be president. It's not an easy job. You can't worry about what everybody's saying about you. You can't hide from questions. You got to aim for the problem, sell the solution, and work your butt off. And if you see what's going to happen and maybe you're depressed about it, call Carville, and he'll do anything to cheer you up. And I mean anything.